Hey, this is Terry Funk, and this is the Awesome Wrestling Show. You guys tune in, listen, pay attention. I'm the superstar.
Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Welcome. This is Awesome Wrestling Show here on CLESound.com. I'm Glenn, joined here by Steve in the new studio here in Lakewood. Our finished studio, soundproofing is up. Walls are painted. We have a window in the front where you can actually walk by and watch us if you
drop on by Detroit Road in Lakewood.
If we're right across from Donato's, so if you want to come, we record every Tuesday evening. So if you see the curtain open, you see Steve in the window, you see myself in the window, come on in and stare at us.
Yeah, stand in the window, go across the street, get yourself a pizza.
There you go.
And just stand there and watch us.
Don't come in. The doors are locked. We have security here, so
that's right.
Make sure you don't try to do that.
We have booby traps?
Yeah, booby traps. Yeah, we do. Security cameras, everything. Whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
All right. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. This is our Christmas edition of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. And in the coming weeks, we're going to have our 2015 in review show and our 2016 prediction show for you. So with the holidays coming up, with the new year upon us, we're going to be dishing out some recap and some prediction shows for you. So looking forward to that. We go back in time and we review our 2015 predictions and let you know what we got right, what we got wrong. We got some right, most of them wrong. But it's fun to go back and listen to our prediction show. And Steve, I can't believe it's been a year. We talked about it in our review show, but it's been a jam-packed year. And the reason why I say that, and we talked about this in our 2015 review, a lot of great things for the show. We've done, you have done some great stuff. I've been a part of a lot of great stuff. But it's considering that we did our 2015 review.
We did.
And probably the coolest thing for you is happened.
Already.
And we can't even talk about it. But we were called upon last minute to be the ring announcer for AIW and their show, Keep the Change, You Filthy Animal. Emil J., who usually is the ring announcer, got in a car accident on the way to the show.
He's okay.
He's okay. The car is not, but he had to take care of that. Was late. Steve had to rush home, get his suit, come back, and fill in last minute. And his biggest heckler at the show was
only heckler at the show.
No, there's a couple behind me. They're joining in. There's a few in the crowd.
Oh, so you started it, is what you were saying.
I came
because everywhere else I was getting quite the support.
Oh, they were drunk.
Glenn Moore was my biggest only heckler I could hear.
I was heckling. There was a few heckling there.
I heard shouts of support from all over the place.
I don't know about that.
That series had happened. At one point, I had said something, and I heard somebody chuckle and say, "This guy is awesome." And I was like, "Oh, that made me feel pretty good."
That was Chris. That's Clem.
It was not my friend Chris Clem. I've gotten all sorts of good support since then from people.
You filled in, obviously.
Had a blast.
Yeah, had a blast. This is your dream, you said, to
it was one of those things on the bucket list.
To ring announce the indie show was your
to ring announce a wrestling match, a wrestling event. It'd be great to go be the next Justin Roberts, but it's not like I'm on that course or anything.
I got you. But you did a great job filling in. You look damper out there.
Thank you, Glenn.
I mean, obviously being on the show, we poke and prod each other, but I heckle you, but I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
I think the jokes didn't. I think I'm not supposed to joke. You're a ring announcer. The jokes didn't really go through.
That's what Chris said. He's like, I don't think the one hit the way you thought it. I'm like, actually, it's very pocketed there. I noticed for the first time being in the ring, and because he and I were talking, because we actually had a friend that does stand up, and he was sitting in the bleachers, and I was telling my buddy Chris that he was there, and he's like, I can't hear him. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then he kind of moved after you left, and he's like, oh, I heard him shouting the entire time. I was like, yeah, he's been there the whole night. But so that portion of the crowd laughed and loved the fact that I called those guys a freak show because they were all watching this, and everybody was getting pissed off kind of over in that section, and where Justin Summers usually sits.
Yeah.
So they were so happy that I even said anything about it.
One thing for a ring announcer, though, I think, Steve, is just don't drop your little quips. Just ring announce and just because you hate a ring announcer that talks too much.
Yeah.
So I know it's your first time and everything, but I know you're a stand-up comedian. You want to deliver your little
That was the only
lines.
quip I threw out there, I think.
You had some other stuff underneath your breath that you said that maybe you couldn't have said. But I know, like,
If I, for the most,
you were saying. All right, one thing, the video guy, the Smart Mark video guy, got pissed.
and coming back from intermission.
Yeah, because you didn't. Obviously, I think you're not part of the show every week.
Okay, but here's what pissed me off about that. John Thorne's running the event. He says, "Hey, go out there, tell him 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We got to get going, man. We got to get going. Trying to come in under midnight," which we did. I was really proud of that. So I go out there. I say 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and we're going to start the show again. You would think of all the people that are going to be ready and pay attention to that, it's the Smart Mark video people. And they didn't pay attention at all.
I think you're supposed to be on the same team. You're supposed to you're on the production of this
correct,
of the show. So
correct. When I announced that 5 minutes, that should tell them, all right, we got to get our stuff together.
But maybe they're in the bathroom.
No, they weren't. They were standing out there. They were BSing when I said it. They were standing next to each other.
I think you should have went up to him and be like, hey, get ready. We're going back.
And then I come walking out there, and they're just still chatting.
Let's
and they
be
still
honest,
didn't
5
do
minutes.
Stuff.
They say intermission's like 5 minutes.
Right, okay. The 5
minutes.
minutes.
It lasted like 10 minutes.
That 5 minutes probably went close to maybe 10 minutes.
I'm not saying anything to you. I'm just saying it's
funny.
But the guy is walking through the crowd yelling at you because you were ready to start.
It pissed me off because I come out there and give the 5 minute warning, and the two of them are just, for lack of better terms, dicking around. I'm like, come on, what are you doing? I give you the 5 minute warning.
Well, you are the new guy, so.
And you didn't even try to do anything.
You are the new guy, Steve, so you have to go on their clock.
No, that's not. You go on the boss's clock, and the boss is John Thorne, and John Thorne was like, "Hey, we gotta go. Go ahead, get out there. Get out there."
You're like guest announcing WrestleMania. It's an indie show in Cleveland in the church's gym. Like,
I didn't
come on.
I didn't care, but it was just like when I saw them react, I was like, all right, well, guys, you should be ready. I gave you. What the hell is the point of that 5? It was. I was laughing too.
It was pretty funny.
And then I'm dealing with people who are like, "Oh, come on, start it." And I had to be like, "Hey, we got a videotape."
You did pretty well. But the show was spectacular. Scott Hall was there, which was the reason, part of the wrestling, but the reason why more people came was for Scott Hall. Given a chance to meet him, sign autographs. He was there. He wasn't downstairs for that long. Gary Barnage was there. Him and I hung out with Paul for a little bit after he did his appearance, and he took off, and he was gone. But
Gary Barnage told me I did a great job.
Gary Barnage is a nice guy.
He is.
If Gary Barnage was being held gunpoint, Gary Barnage would give him a compliment.
Well, he wasn't being held gunpoint, and he still said I did a great job.
Also, a lot of great matches.
Can I just say real quick, congratulations to friend of the show, Gary Barnage, on a new Cleveland Browns tight end record for most touchdown receptions in a year.
We tied it.
I thought he broke it passing Ozzy.
Tied it. He tied Ozzy Osbourne. I mean,
really?
Ozzy Newsome.
Ozzy Osbourne.
I don't know.
Wow.
Ozzy Newsome, he tied.
Oh, okay. Still congratulations on that.
Congrats on the new contract. Ever since he was on the show, his career has
it's just skyrocketed.
Taken off.
As everybody.
A tight end, a blocking tight end that rarely got catches is now on the brink of a Pro Bowl nomination for
we'll find out tonight.
All right.
But the matches were good.
Yeah.
They were entertaining.
Yeah, they were good. It's the last show of the year for AIW. They don't come back until February. I'm sure we'll have Thorne on before their next show in February. And I can't believe it's been a year that we had Thorne on. We had Johnny Gargano, both in studio, for their first show of the year, which was I Choose You.
That's right.
I'm wondering what their show is going to be this year for February. But, dude, I can't believe it's been over a year. We pretty much went to every single AIW show. I know I think I missed one, and that was the Cocabana movie show, which was just a few weeks ago. But I think I made 14 shows this year.
And I missed the
you missed a few
one
on
right
the weekend.
before that. Yeah. Because I was traveling back home for work that weekend.
So so a lot of great shows for AIW, and be a part of that, and we can't wait to be a part of that for 2016. Moving on for WWE this week, their Slammy show. Their Slammy show usually is a shit show. Usually is always bundled up because you have people nominating, you have people coming out with the nominations and giving awards out. Not many surprises. You had Santina Morella come back, which doesn't really do anything for me.
It's a fun little surprise.
I didn't see the air trumpet being played, which was a disappointment from Santino.
Yeah.
You had Nikki Bella come back, hugging Paige, who is a heel. Nikki Bella acted like she was a face. Didn't really get that.
It's like the Slammy part was, with the exception of the Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler moment, it's like the Slammy part was supposed to be, okay, this isn't kayfabe. This is kind of a secondary show. Yes, we're recording Monday Night Raw, but this isn't really Monday Night Raw when we do the Slammies.
Yeah. I didn't really...
But because
I didn't really like it.
I did like what Mark Henry said, though, about... That was kind of like a nice little sentimental moment.
What?
Because it was about John Cena was like doing
saying,
the
we do
extra
nice
stuff.
stuff.
And he was saying, we don't do it so that we can win the awards. We do it because we want to do it, and this is us giving back and blah blah. We're all happy to be doing it.
It's also in their contract, but okay.
Yeah, I know, but it was very nice that he said that.
Yes. He had no Cena, no Brock Lesnar, which it was basically in his backyard. None of that going
That's true.
on.
Yeah.
So it was a lackluster show. The ratings came out today. It was a 2.33, which was down from the 2.66 for the Vince McMahon return. No sign of Vince. You had Stephanie come out, be all upset with Roman, and then no consequences for Roman at all.
Punching out the boss, the chairman.
Just for his buddy Dean. And then you knew Dean was going to win, obviously. And then you had the Usos, who were Tag Team of the Year, Slammy Award. And
they were gone most of the year.
They were hurt. One was hurt.
There was a few things I didn't get. The Usos not wrestling most of the year and still winning Tag Team of the Year. And then Tyler Breeze being in the Breakout Star of the Year. Guy just showed up on the main roster.
They had to fill that out, but
you could have put, like I tweeted out from our show, you could put Sasha Banks in there.
She hasn't been on TV that much though either.
Neither has Charlotte. She's been on, but they've
champion.
Right, but they came up at the same time, and you have people chanting like every time during Divas match, we want Sasha.
Yeah, but Sasha hasn't really been. She's wrestled a handful of matches on Raw.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna, you know what I mean, if you're gonna compare her and Tyler Breeze, to me, she broke out a hell of a lot more than Tyler Breeze.
No, Tyler Breeze was in the main. No, I would say Breeze made more of a mark than Sasha.
No, why? Because he feuded with Dolph Ziggler.
No, it's because it's a guy. You have two girls on the Breakout Star. You have one diva. That's it.
Well, but then I would have put somebody else as a Breakout Star, like we talked about. Maybe you put New Day there for breaking out as a group.
Nah, because you have the Superstar. It's one. It's singular.
Well, they were together as Superstar of the Year.
Now we're really getting the nitty gritty of a crappy show. Yeah, I was surprised Owens didn't win. Now. The question that we have to bring up is this legitimate? Is the voting legitimate with the fans voting the Slammies, which I think is piss poor to begin with, because you have the New Day not winning. You have guys. Kevin Owens should have won Breakout Star of the Year, U.S. title champion, Intercontinental champion, NXT champion, beat John Cena in his first match. He's more deserving, I think, than Neville, who's had some great matches, but other than that, has been lost in the shuffle. He hasn't really been in a feature storyline. All right, the stupid cartoon character thing, but but the question is, a lot of people are talking about it, especially on Twitter and social media. Is the voting for Slammy Awards done by the fans and the WWE app legitimate? And I know for a fact it is, because there are rules saying with WWE being a publicly traded company, they are not allowed to advertise stuff like that and then change the results. There is legit rules with that, with being a company, not just for WWE, but a company saying it's like putting out a thing for if a big company said, hey, if you buy like Tostitos, they have put the code in, you win a prize.
Sure.
They can't falsify, say, hey, you are partaking in this and then lie about it.
Well, and that's where the Usos winning makes sense because you look at who really makes up the bulk of WWE
It's kids.
fandom. Kids. And the kids are going to vote the Usos.
Well, that's one thing, too, is why do kids have iPods and iPhones voting?
That is a whole other argument that is not right for the show, and I am totally against it, though, Glenn. I agree with you, but that is for a different show. And no child under the age of 15 should be having all of that crap. If you're in high school, you don't need a cell phone. You're going to go to school, and your parents are going to pick you up, or the bus is going to take you home.
Steve Guy.
When we were growing up, you know what my favorite toy was? It was called Outside. Get your ass out there, kids. Figure out something to do.
Mine was outside, too. Mine was outside, too. No, I agree. But so you had that happen. You had the cage match. Dude, I don't want to spend so much time on the show because this show is just awful. It was a disappointment to follow up
from what we had last week.
And I know Sammy Awards is kind of like its own category
Yeah.
of a Raw, but still, I mean, you follow up Vince returning with no Vince this week, and the viewership is down. You have Reigns not even be punished for what he did. Are they saving it? We're going to see what happens because the Royal Rumble is 5 weeks away. There's still a lot of time to fill. We got to see what happens. And Triple H didn't come back. And the thing is, I don't get is it's funny. I feel like there's two Triple H's. There is WWE COO Authority Triple H, and then there's NXT Triple H.
Well, because but NXT is a totally different brand.
Because you have Triple H, getting his ass beat, and then 24 hours later, he's on social media taking a selfie in London for NXT London.
Yeah.
And he's, not even bandaged up or anything. Then he shows up on the show. He did mention, I got my ass beat, but I'm not going to miss NXT London. He did sell that, but it's just kind of weird. And he hasn't been back on Raw. He can show up at NXT London, but he can't come up on Raw. There's no continuity. There's too much stuff going on.
Right.
Too much stuff that the storylines need to be fluent with everything that's going on.
He's not too hurt to fly all the way to London.
Yeah.
But he's too hurt to just roll over to Minnesota.
Exactly. I don't get that.
Maybe he's just afraid of Roman Reigns.
I doubt it. I think it's more of...
Which is, I think, what Roman is kind of implying. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. And the main reason why Cena wasn't on Raw and Brock Lesnar, it's because they don't have the storylines for these guys. Why would Lesnar show up and accept a damn reward and not kick someone's ass?
Correct. But they were smart about advertising Cena for next week instead of that just being a surprise, I think.
Do you feel Cena's going to win the title back?
Probably.
I think the League of Nations is a great idea. They do need their own T-shirt to kind of bring them together. I think to make them a more uniform. They have their own theme music.
Yeah.
Which is great. They need their own T-shirt, and maybe with Sheamus dropping the title, and now Del Rio might drop the title. It won't affect the League of Nations. They'll still be a group together, kind of stable. Sheamus doesn't even seem upset that he lost the title.
That's what I was gonna say.
What the hell?
No big deal. But let's go beat up Dean Ambrose.
I don't get it. When did he want his rematch?
Yeah.
Doesn't he get a rematch? Yeah, he does.
He does. He was champion.
So when is that going to happen?
Royal Rumble.
Does he wait?
I guess.
It isn't a rematch kind of like having Money in the Bank contract?
Yes, but no, because you can't cash in your rematch at any time.
But you can say, hey, I demand my rematch tonight or at the next pay-per-view.
Then it's got to be granted to you.
Yeah. So
whereas a Money in the Bank, it doesn't have to be granted. You just do it.
So is it kind of like a
it's like a formal request.
Formal request.
Please submit the correct paperwork for your rematch.
It might be allowed or denied.
Oh, I'm sorry. You missed an initial here, so no rematch.
Please fill out the paperwork again and resubmit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Sheamus still has his title, but
Del Rio has his, not Sheamus.
Well, his title shot still.
Oh yeah, his title shot. Yeah. You see, because of that though, I don't think that Del Rio loses to Cena for the title. I think you do have to have the League of Nations in order for them to still be strong. They've got to have a title.
I don't.
Right? Like, what really got the Shield over was the titles. Yes, they were coming out and they were beating people up, but then all of a sudden they had belts. You know what I mean? And I think that's what made the Shield really strong, and like they were a force to reckon with. They had a tag team championship. They had the U.S. title.
No, because I fully believe the belt doesn't make the superstar. The superstar makes the belt.
As an individual superstar, yeah. But I think, I don't know. I think it's just because it's the stable. If it was one guy, I would agree. But because it's the stable, and it's like, well, because having a belt is a form of success of the stable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but they come out and he holds it up, but I think
You know
more
what I mean?
of the.
But I mean, it's supposed to be like, oh, we destroy everybody, so look, we can go ahead and we can destroy people and keep a belt or have a belt.
I mean, even look at other, like
it's got to show that kind of power.
Yeah, but they don't really publicize Del Rio as a U.S. champion while he comes out and beats up people with League of
With
Nations.
everybody, yeah.
It's always, these guys are badass. I think if Del Rio loses, he'll still be a badass in the group, and they still do. It doesn't affect what they're doing. Their power doesn't go down without a belt. They don't lose that firepower, losing the belt. So, but other than that, I mean, we got to say about Raw, dude.
It wasn't great.
It was felt like right back in the old.
Stephanie's really
flow of
good at
things.
being angry, though.
Yeah,
I'll give her that.
But like she came out all smiley, then she was angry, then she was smiley, then she was like,
Yeah,
really
she's-
confusing.
She's good. She flips that switch.
But what's the point?
Roman Reigns pisses her off. That's the point.
But but she didn't even do anything back to him.
No, I thought she was gonna slap him this week, but she didn't.
Oh,
But she
Todd-
beat up
Todd Phillips.
poor Todd Phillips. Yeah.
He curled like a little ball. Like
Yeah, like a little fetus.
Gee, like come on, Todd.
What was that about?
Come on,
you
buddy.
sissy.
Get
I
up.
mean, I know she was, on the cover of a fitness magazine.
And you know what's
but
funny, too?
Still,
You
has
know,
her own fitness DVD.
Was she up for the Hero Award too?
No, was she? I don't think so.
But like, I think she was on
Maybe.
the ballot.
Maybe.
There's your hero. Your unsung hero award
Yeah.
goes to Stephanie, who
We'll see. That's where they're separate things.
now
there.
who beats up a coworker. That's not even a wrestler.
I did enjoy a little bit the psychology of Roman Reigns and being like, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave. And then she's like, get out of my ring. And she's saying something to him. He's like, you all really want to see her get mad? And he just turns her back on her. So then she flipped it. She's like, get back in here. Get back in here.
I don't like that.
I mean, that's like, oh, okay, great. I mean,
You know
let's
what
see what he
reminded me
did
of?
there.
Stephanie McMahon is like a cat. Get away from me. Get away from me. Love me. Love me. Get away from me. That's what a cat is. Feed me.
No,
all right?
she's
Don't
a
pet it.
female. That's what she
Well, you can I was going to say, but you can.
I did.
You go ahead.
I just did.
God. All right.
Appreciate that he called her a child.
Yeah.
That was good.
But still, it doesn't do anything because she could have. Why couldn't she put him in a handicap
Can I
match for
say-
the title?
Can I say I did a lot of driving last week, and I gotta say, and every podcast I listened to between Stone Cold and Jim Ross, they all said the same thing about Roman Reigns, that they all know firsthand that people have been writing his stuff, and they all think they've all like had conversations with him and witnessed him and who he could be, and they're like, just let this guy be himself, and people wouldn't have been so angry with him the entire time. Like, all this written stuff you're giving him sucks. I thought it was a very poignant thing.
Because he can't talk on his own.
No, they all said that he absolutely can talk on his own.
No, he can't.
Every person who has offered an opinion that has some sort of information from the backstage is all, from everything I listened to last week,
course.
all said this guy can talk on his own. What they're writing for him is why he's terrible.
If you could talk on your own, you should be able to get over what you're being written. What
Nope.
was being written for.
No, it's two totally different things.
The guy can't.
Your
talk.
own voice and somebody else's voice are two very
That
different
doesn't.
things.
You should be able to. If they don't give you in a speech. They give you. This is behind the
I
scenes
get- I
stuff.
get-
They give you bullet points. You have to get over this, and this. Figure it out on your own. That's
And-
what they do.
and
They
what
don't
they were
write out a
saying-
whole speech for that person.
And what they were saying is they were giving him more than just bullet points.
That if they are, if that's the case, I mean,
It
Then-
seems like they probably, pump the brakes on that since he's not even talking very much.
He shouldn't talk at all anyway.
Yeah, this, like we've said on the last show, this is a much more effective Roman Reigns.
He can't smile as much either.
No, you don't like him smiling?
No. I don't want to see a badass Samoan smiling. Calling him a bridesmaid. Calling him... He was a loser up until last week.
Works for The Rock. He smiles.
The Rock is... The Rock didn't smile at first. He came out with his funky hair.
He didn't.
And then when he became The Rock, when he became The Rock from
the
Maki
smile
Maravilla,
was gone.
It was gone.
He lost his smile. Oh, wait, that's not him.
Do you watch NXT London?
No, I missed NXT London.
Good 5. I think it was 5 matches. Dude, I'll tell you what. And we have our crushes on the show. Sasha Banks is yours.
And Becky.
Becky. Paige is mine. Becky Lynch is one of mine too.
Yeah.
Emma's up there too. You know Emma and Zack Ryder are dating. You know that?
In real life?
They're real life. They're dating.
Oh, hyper bros.
I have to say, what's her name? Asaka.
Oh yes, we talked about this.
Whew.
You're into it.
I'm into that. I am into that just because she's a beautiful woman, but she has a booty, dude. She has a little bit of jelly in her booty. I enjoy it, and when she wears the tight stuff, and I mean, it's great. And she's a great wrestler. She is probably the best wrestler on the roster. I'm gonna say right now, she's the best wrestler on the roster.
On the NXT roster?
No,
top to bottom.
Top to bottom, WWE. She is the best wrestler, and
you know how you know she's good, because in the other takeover prior to this, she went up against Dana Brooke, who was very green.
Yeah,
and it was a solid match.
Yeah, she makes other people look good too.
Yeah.
Emma versus her was a match, probably the best match on NXT London. Finn and Samoa Joe was okay. I'm not a fan of Finn. Don't think he's going to get over the main roster at all. I think he's going to stay in NXT. Must be one of our predictions for the show. But Emma and her, they went at it, and it was a great match. Love Emma. Emma's a great wrestler.
Yeah, you put the two of them together, and I'm sure
Emma got a lot of heat for her stealing the iPhone case, and she got fired. Then she got brought back when she's threatened to sue. So she's still kind of in the doghouse. That's why she's not on the main roster. But Emma easily is in my eyes, a top 3 wrestler in WWE.
Well, they also, she got lost on the main roster. She was doing her dance thing, and that was good for a while, and they kind of paired her with Santino, but it was kind of like, okay, but now what? Yeah,
she is an excellent wrestler. She, like I said, she's one of the top 3, better than Charlotte, better than Becky. Sasha's up there, but I would say her, Sasha, and Emma are the top 3. So my new crush. And you got Emma and then Sasha Banks.
Still also like our Ohio girl, Alexa Bliss.
I do, but she's less of a wrestler. She's more of a manager now.
That's true.
So NXT London was cool. The crowd, I'm not big on chants from a crowd. And those foreign crowds, they love the chants.
Yeah.
The Hey Bailey, did you hear about that?
No.
You know the song, Hey Baby, I Want to Know.
Yeah.
They sang, Hey Bailey, I want to know, will you be my girl? And Bailey was blushing like it was a pretty cool moment. That was pretty cool. But they kept singing it the whole match, and all these stupid soccer chants. I know soccer is big over there.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm really glad the American fans do not chant like that over and over. I'm not a fan of crowd chants unless it's relevant to the match itself.
Right.
And you do it like at cool moments. Like even the "This is awesome" chant is overused.
Right.
You still got it. We know how you feel about that.
Oh boy.
That is overused. Like, did he lose it? Like, what did he lose? Like, seriously. So stuff like that. The chants were a little bit too overboard, but the show was strong. It was a good 2 hours of wrestling. And NXT delivers better to pay-per-views than I think the main roster as still going strong.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? TNA?
Yeah, TNA will debut on Pop TV.
Yeah.
I still don't know where to find that.
I
I finally just realized that now I have real cable. I have Destination America. Now it's not there. Now I have to find Pop TV.
Pop TV?
Is it did it used to be a different channel and it's rebranded? We don't know.
I don't know.
Is it a brand new? I mean, how do you just? I guess channels do just pop up out of nowhere. Maybe I don't know. Is that
Pop
why?
TV
Yeah.
is owned by CBS.
Okay.
Their sister channels is CBS, CW, Showtime, Movie Channel. It was formerly called the TV Guide Channel.
So is this the channel on my television that you just used to scroll, telling me what everything was on?
It was the
Or did TV Guide have its own channel?
TV Guide Channel from 99 to 2007. This was Pop TV. And then the TV Guide Network was from 2007 to 2013. And then it was TVGN from 13 to 15.
Oh, okay.
And now it's Pop TV.
I've
so
seen TVGN.
it was the TV Guide Channel. I mean, when you said, hey, what's on TV? Go to the TV Guide Channel. So that was it.
Oh.
So now it's Pop TV. They have shows apparently now.
Yeah, they started to have them when it was like TVGN.
Yeah. On DirecTV, it's channel 273.
Oh.
On Dish Network is 117. What do you have?
I got Time Warner.
It doesn't say.
Oh, it's probably not on there.
I think I'm looking on the wiki page. I don't think they're going to list every single
Oh.
cable provider.
How about AT&T? Was that on there? Uverse?
No, I don't see it. Pop TV is available to approximately 75 million paid television households, which is 65% of households with at least one TV set. So it's majority of TVs have it. I think if you have basic cable, I think it's a better chance. Like if you're big time like Time Warner, like you, AT&T. So
Yeah.
it should be on there.
All right.
Usually like channel like 91 or something. It was like the TV Guide channel was like always the last channel.
Yeah.
So it has to be one of the last channels. But a lot of EC3, a guy who was at AIW on Friday.
He was?
He'll be on Pop TV, so we got to see what happens.
With his
But
Vegas Fuel?
Vegas Phil, yes.
It was a big part. It was a big gimmick in that match.
I got a. He opened it and he gave me a fist bump.
Yeah, it
and
splashed all over.
It went everywhere.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
And then he let other people try it.
Yeah, chugging it. And then
Yeah.
referee Dawson was all hyped up after that. It was okay. A little bit too much. Couldn't sell a rock bottom.
Could not sell the rock bottom. Well, that's all right. Everything else was
Everything
kudos.
else. So there you go. TV Guide Channel, a.k.a. Pop TV, going to be showing TNA Impact. You still have Global Force Wrestling going to be having their big show, like their big shows coming up, taping-wise.
Do we know what they're going to be on yet?
I don't think so.
They don't have a. They're going to tape it, but they don't have a TV partner.
Yeah.
Or they stream it on their website. I don't know.
Let's see. They have a UK deal with a TV company, international TV distribution in the UK. Don't see it, dude.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't think they have one yet. But they have a few tapings. They have a champion, the women's champion.
Who is it?
Nick Aldis.
That's the women's champion?
No, he is the men's champion. Women's champion is Christina Von Eerie.
Nick Aldis. He sounds
He was
familiar.
he held the TNA. He was formerly known as Magnus.
Yeah. There we go.
He's married to Mickey James.
Yes. That's why
They have a child.
they do. Who we saw.
We saw breastfeeding.
Yeah, we saw that child. She's taking care of that child. We can officially say.
Yes, she is taking care of that child.
She's a good mother.
So there you go. There's our show, dude. I don't know what else to say. Half an hour here into this. What is there else to say about wrestling, state of wrestling right now?
I don't know. I mean, I had an awesome time at AIW. Totally different experience getting to announce. Had a lot of fun. I got ball tapped by Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I told him to do that.
Yep, I appreciated it. I did a little sell job there because he kind of missed, but I knew what he's going for. It was different, but fun. It's amazing how more different it is watching when you are seated right next to the ring as part of the show than being an audience member. Like, you're more aware, I think, of everything that's going on
you were
around.
a scaredy cat. The guys got out of the ring. I never see an announcer get so far away.
Well, you know what I was worried about was if they needed to use.
Emil J never gets that far.
Yeah, but he's kind of like
Pedro Jaluka never got that far.
he's kind of been a part of it. So what my concern was if they needed to use my chair or the table, and like I was missing some sort of signal.
You were.
Does that make sense? So I was like,
I think they would push
let me
you
just
away.
get the hell out of the way.
You were a ring announcer. I mean, the ring announcers get pushed out of the way.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
But you ran like a scalded dog.
Well, I
ran-
wouldn't say it.
You ran like
It
you ran quick.
certainly was not out of fear, but more so respect. Because the guy, the old man who takes pictures,
He didn't. He wasn't scared. He was.
he
in there.
told me, he said, when they come out of the ring, he goes, I just get out of the way so that they can use the stuff. I said, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I got out of the way so they can use the stuff. He stays close because he's got to be in the
Yeah.
action taking pictures. There's no point in me staying close. So I was like, I'll get out of the way, let them do their stuff. I don't know how much room they really need.
My boy, Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham, the best entrance of the night on the hoverboard, and went viral on Reddit.
Also, yeah, and that was
6,000 views, video views.
I don't understand why. It's a freaking hoverboard. Have we never seen
Nobody
somebody
does
on it?
it.
One other guy, apparently. And then
One
they
other,
went
yeah.
back and forth on Twitter.
It did.
He was one person who came up to me after the show and thanked me for my introduction because of his being the last person picked in the draft.
Oh, the Mr.
And that was
Relevant.
something they were trying to,
Yeah.
really get over.
He was only man of the night, or only man of the year that I saw that had toilet paper thrown in him. And there was a mound of toilet paper.
More toilet paper came throughout the night. I got hit in the head a couple times.
But I think it was for you then.
It was for, I don't remember who they were throwing it for. But whoever the jackass was that put lotion on the toilet paper and then threw it at Dr. Dan, that was uncalled for.
Hey, you're getting the heel heat. That's what you want.
Why do you need lotion on it? Come on.
It's like putting Vaseline on like a thing everybody touches. You can't get it off. It just ruins your day.
Ruined a suit, probably.
Yeah.
That's just rude. Don't put lotion, you jackass.
But Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham got the win.
You did.
Got the win. That's two wins in a row for Dr. Daniel C. Rock. And he was handing out pamphlets. Got a pamphlet with all information about Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham. There you go.
That's your new favorite.
That is my favorite. I told him.
Moment of the night,
Jerry.
I got to announce Frankie Flynn as the Prince of Broadway.
Moment of the night, I think, was Jerry winning the intense
That was
title.
the crowd reaction to that was excellent.
That was probably the biggest pop of the night.
It was, and knowing that it was coming, but not.
The finger poke of doom, reverse, that was pretty cool.
And the way he was throughout the match, Jerry's like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you win, Greg," and then it kept getting interrupted.
Yeah.
Excellent. That was a lot of fun. Greg Iron, of course, ruining
That was
Star
terrific.
Wars for a lot of people.
That's terrific. And then Big E trying to steal that Greg Iron heat.
Yeah. No thanks. Sorry, Big E.
That
That
was-
was probably the best part of Raw.
I was not out for Greg Iron. I was downstairs, I think, talking with Gary and Scott that when Iron came out and did his with the shirt with the spoilers.
Yeah. He said it too.
Yeah, I was great. That's great heel heat right there.
Yeah. I was standing in the ring with Jake, the referee, and he goes, "Hey, just so you know, Greg's about to ruin Star Wars, so if you haven't seen it and you care, cover your ears."
Yeah. I haven't seen it. I don't care. So
I don't care either.
by this time this comes out, I mean, you should. If you're a Star Wars fan,
We'll still keep it quiet.
no, I say Han Solo dies.
Oh,
I don't care.
Glenn trying to get that heel heat.
I do not care. If you're a Star Wars fan that big, you should be able to see it a week after it came out.
Also, he's 70-something years old by the time this rolls
let's
out.
just come
so,
on now,
right?
you know?
should. He's going to.
That's
That's how life
yeah.
works.
all right. Anything else?
No. Did you appreciate knowing that Kofi Kingston gets called Pops by the other members of New Day?
He is the old one. He's probably the oldest, right?
Yeah, and that's why he's saying he didn't see Star Wars. How you not see Star
Yeah,
Wars?
he's a pop.
I had to take care of my kid,
Yeah.
man. Oh, you grown.
You grown.
I am grown. That's why you call me Pops.
Yeah.
That was fun.
New Day was good. Big E kind of spoiled it anyway. He said Han Solo. I mean, what else could there possibly be that other than
Saves the day? I don't know.
no, he dies.
Bangs the new girl in it?
No, he dies.
What about were you personally very excited that the Dudley Boys teamed with Kane?
Not really.
No, the child and you didn't care?
No.
All right. I wasn't sure.
Dudley Boys. I mean, they've been losing, and
Yeah.
what's going on with that?
Well, you got to get the Wyatts up.
Yeah, but let's move on. Who are the Wyatts going to move on to?
Probably Glenn Moore. They could.
Definitely not.
They might.
All right, we'll wrap it up for this week. Look for our year in review. We take a look at what transpired in WWE, also for us. Also, look for our 2016 prediction show. We go back in time. We go over.
Back in time.
We go over.
Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, Huey Lewis.
We go over our 2015 predictions. So we got wrong, what we got right, and then we give our 2016 predictions. And it's amazing because our 2015 predictions, it's like a 5-minute portion of the show. It was a really small sample.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a whole show we did, but it was only 5 minutes. So we're going to dedicate maybe half an hour to predictions and really go in depth. So for 2017 rolls around, knock on wood, we're still doing the show.
Yeah.
We can go back and see what we got wrong and right.
Perfect. I like it. And anything else? I don't know.
That's it.
All right. Follow us on Twitter, Glenn Moore, CLE, at The Steve Guy.
What are you doing?
I don't know. This ain't our Twitter.
You don't close the show.
Do me a favor, folks. And I started writing for Examiner.com. Follow me on Twitter. Go to that. Subscribe it. Right now, I've got 2 articles up as it just started, and it's my take on how to fix Monday Night Raw. So talking about a brand split and more title changes. So oddly enough, when I posted it last week, a few hours later, title changed. We'll see what happens with brand split.
All right, way to pump yourself up there.
Got to get that out there. Hey, you'd be happy that in my second article, when I talk about brand splits, hyperlink to This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, episode number 28, featuring Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins. We're talking about brand splits.
Okay.
I don't know. I brought it all back. Don't you worry.
Okay. All righty. All right.
And look out for my debut appearance on AIW Smart Mark Video coming soon. Keep the change.
You were a ring announcer. That's it.
I was in the whole show though.
Oh my God.
Combined, I was in more of that show than any other individual.
Because you're the ring announcer.
Well, that's a big deal to me, Glenn.
You read off a card.
Read off of a paper, thank you.
Paper. You read off a paper. And you still messed up the best out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, best 2 out of 3 falls.
You said best of 2.
I know. It's because Eddie had just hit me in the junk and was mouthing off about it.
All right. Follow us on Twitter at TIA Wrestling. We have some videos posted, including Steve's ball tap and Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham's entrance, which went viral on Reddit. Got a lot of reaction at over 6,000 to 7,000 plays as of right now. So great to see that. So follow us on there. We post photos. We post our shows. Anything that pertains to Steve and I for wrestling, we post on there. So make sure to follow us on Twitter at TIA Wrestling.
Oh, how do we not tell people that Tommaso Ciampa showed up at
We mentioned that
AIW?
He was there.
I don't know. I think we mentioned that off air.
Did we say that you got?
Nope. Ciampa showed up randomly. Johnny Gargano's extra team member in Team Gargano versus Team LeRae.
That's why Alex Daniels was all walking around all mopey.
Yeah.
Because he's injured.
Yeah.
Something's going on with him. But yeah.
So that was a big deal. So you
great.
Never know what might happen at AIW.
Yeah.
That's why you got to come out for the next show, folks.
2 months away for AIW. Will you be ring announcing?
I have no idea.
No, you won't. Emil J is the man.
No, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Don't get your hopes up.
I don't.
All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a safe Christmas. Have a safe holiday season, whatever holidays you celebrate.
Happy Kwanzaa, day after Christmas.
Happy, is it still?
No, Hanukkah's over.
Oops. I'll edit that out. Merry Christmas. And if we're live before the new year, we'll let you know Happy New Year. But if we're not live, because we recorded a couple of shows for year in review and our predictions show, have a safe New Year. Make sure you don't drink and drive.
That's right. There's enough things out there now. You got cabs, Uber, Lyft, RTA.
Just make sure you stay safe out there. Have a safe holiday season. And if we don't talk to you before the new year, we'll talk to you guys next year here on This Is Awesome Wrestling Show on CLDSound.com.